Yeah, as you can see, we're almost there. We're almost there. Luke is standing right next to the pole there. So we're almost there. We're halfway there. So we'll go ahead and begin once we get there. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello guys, I hope you can see this okay. Well, here's the Davis Vantage Pro 2. It's been fantastic. I love it. Would I buy it again? Yes, I would. I would in a heartbeat. And here are the reasons why. But before I get to that, I want to take you to the pole here. So I have the pole mounted on a fixed hard wire mount. Stake, 8 feet tall. I put it 4 feet deep into the earth on a wet spring day, summertime. Let it set up. And I took this pole, got 2 of them. Measurements were about I think 10 feet tall. I took 5 feet and stuck it into the earth. So the pole there is measuring 15 feet tall. I wanted to go for about 30 feet, but kind of figured, at that point I would probably need tie downs. So I figured, I'll go 15 feet. That's justifiable for my altitude. And for my altitude of where I'll be inhabiting most of my life, I'm 6 feet tall. So with my machinery, with my farm equipment, I would know pretty close to what the Earth standard is as far as temperature and its changing and its environment, thanks to this unit. Fantastic unit. Boy, man, it's a beautiful unit. It's I have it positioned about, I'd say about 200 meters. Not even that. I'd say 150 meters to the house, to the receiver. And the measurement's pretty far away though. But being so secluded into the forest, I could put it out, I'm sure, at my end of my property at 30 acres and still get reception perfectly clear, because there's interference by satellite relay and internet and TV feeds, but not like a city. You don't have the cell phone use, the wireless stuff that's localized out here. So you get more of the bandwidth that this frequency travels at is not interfered with too much out here, versus in a city the bandwidth is just bombarded a little bit more by stuff. But otherwise, it's been beautiful. So I can probably put this anywhere I wanted it to. But this is pretty much the center of my property. Pretty close to it, not accurate. And I wanted it pretty much centralized, so I can get a good reading for things centralized to the property and not localized. If I wanted a localized setup, I would have probably gotten a setup where I would have had different temperature and barometric pressure reads and wind gauges, which Davis does provide that at different points of the property, and Davis calls that stations. So at each station I can add on whatever property of measurement I want to read in the atmosphere or the soil or the solar. At any point of the property I can read those stations, and on one central control. Alrighty guys, so here we are. We're here at the infamous Davis Vantage Pro 2. This is the review I wanted to do really quickly. It's going to be a pretty quick review of the 2017 model. This is when I purchased the unit, and so this is its first season. So I wanted to do a quick update on my prior video that I've done, and I'm going to do this really quickly. So here we go. Old school. This unit is It's extraordinarily accurate. I love it for all of the features. It has features that I would use every single one of these features, every single one of them. So right now I have it set for barometer. Anywhere you see that little mark, that little bar, that's telling you it's correlating to this bar here, this larger bar. So this is the barometer. So right now the barometer is angling high, and we do have a very high pressure coming in, and it's been coming in for the past hour and a half. So the barometer, I have it set right now measuring this, so when I'm walking by in my living room I can actually see a chart. Now I'm going to blow this up a little bit more so you can see it. Okay, so I have it set for true north and not magnetic north, because the inclination can always change. It's usually small, 12 degrees, 10 degrees. The magnetic field of the Earth goes around, and that's what magnets go by, but I want it true north. So right now the compass is pointing towards true north, and south is behind down here, the magnet, and I just make imaginary lines saying it's going back towards me, and north is that way, and then east is that way, and then west is that way, and that's how the compass is set. So again, barometric pressure. The arrow also shows you the pressure going down. It's a nice add-on. I don't know why they added that on, but they did, to show you the pressure reading going down visually with the arrow mark versus just reading it. Again, I have it set for inches and not pica. I also have it, everything is in US and British measurement systems. The humidity, the temperature, and that's about it. It's been a fantastic unit. It's been, there is nothing, it's been a fantastic unit. There's nothing about this unit that I have I've come across that I just didn't like. It's been beautiful. It shows you the sun. It shows you if it's cloudy out. It shows you a cloud with the sun, half cloud, half sun. And then if it's cloudy out, it shows you a full cloud. And then if it's humid out or if it's foggy out, it shows you different pressure systems and the animation of what they look like in this section here. This is the moon. Right now there's no moon. Here's the time. Here's the date. Very simple. And the crucial measurements are all big in capital number systems, graph systems. The graph can be you can use a graph for anything. You can graph the wind. You can graph the temperature outside. You can graph the temperature inside. You can graph the humidity outside. You can graph the barometric pressure outside. You can graph every measurement, the rain, the wind. You can graph anything on here when you hit the graph section. First of all, for a lot of people, this can be very confusing, and I want to make it clear to people that this is a professional unit. It is not confusing to me. Can it be designed a lot simpler? Yes, it can with modern day soft screen technology and touch screen technology. Yes, it can with the human print. Because a lot of these buttons become redundant, because if I'm in the done screen and I want forecast, it gives me the forecast reading as close to within 3 to 4 days, 24-hour periods, 48 hours to 72 hours. It really gives me that information pretty accurate. Onboard system, beautifully designed. Although when I'm done and I hit, oh, it's raining, I go to humidity, and remember where the reading is. This is what you're getting. Okay, so if I want to go to humidity and I say, oh, okay, this is the wind chill, what it is right now as I speak outside. Humidity is that. If I go really quickly to rain rate per year, I go rain rate per year, month, year, and so far it's rained 25.4 inches where I'm living right now per year. And then if I hit graph, to me, I am understanding what this is saying. Minimum, maximum. 2018, graph, and I go up and down. To people, this other section here with no label. People who are really into weather, but really, this is really what they want. But this small section here, these 4 buttons, plus, minus, left, and right, if you don't use this enough, you totally forget what these buttons mean without any kind of name, what this can do right next to it. You totally forget it. And right now I'm in the menu system of graph, and I'm going down and up. That little sign there is when that's as far as it goes. So it's hitting me. The furthest reading is today's reading. Not today's reading, but January 1st, 2018. So I'm going up 4, 5, 417. I'm going up. This is today's date, right? I'm going up, and people just keep pressing this and like, what does this mean? And when they hit the left and right, in certain graph modes, if you go to left or right, you're doing something. You're doing a lot of things, but to someone that's not working with this every day like I am, I'm using this every day, so yes, I do know what I'm doing. When they go into other functions, this left and right button, where this plus and minus button does nothing, but they're hearing that beep, they're like, oh my god, and there's no like, okay, how to get back into the cursor. And the directions always says to use the word done. So they hit done and they get back into the cursor. And then they cannot remember how to get back into this chaotic screen that they were in prior to what I just jumped out from. That is what's so confusing about this unit. And that's why I see many people who are seasoned professionals or they have many other, graphs around them and machines around them, and they jump to this one because this one's really accurate, and they go into other screens and they're like, oh freak, where's the directions? So if it was a touch screen and when you touch something, it jumps into a new screen saying what other new functions are and gives you a description of what those other functions are, that would be phenomenal. Because all these units, they're all multiple screens. So it can be confusing. So that's my only thing with Davis. I use this a lot, so I do know what all these functions do. But let me just get to this really quickly to show you. Here, this is your temperature gauge. The temperature gauge up here reads always outside temperature, and this is your inside temperature. Your inside temperature, because I have the light on, is always going to read about 3 or 4 degrees hotter because of the LCD screen behind it. It's always going to read hotter on the inside, so it'll always be elevated by 3 or 4 degrees higher on the inside. The square box is your inside temperature, and the outside is your outside temperature. Okay, so right now it's in the wind. I'm going to use the wind as an example. This is a very, okay, I'm going to hit done. Okay. So right now we're in the done screen, right? I have it programmed to give me a 10-minute average wind speed Right now the wind speed is at 5 miles per hour every 10 minutes. That's the average wind speed. This is the current wind speed and the current direction of the wind speed. This is where it last blew. Those two arrows, that's where it last blew. The graph here is showing every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes from here on out, this has been the wind speed. And it's been dropping. 10-minute average. I'm going to hit graph. Why? You see where this graph is? And I told you that this graph can hit the outside temperature, the inside temperature, which is reading wrong because it's 3 or 4 degrees hotter because of the inside lighting of this unit. The graph can hit the inside humidity, the outside humidity, the barometric pressure, the chill, the rain rate, the daily rain, and also the UV for that day, the highs and lows, which will appear in this screen once I hit the UV section. The barometer and the forecast. All these keys show right here. So right now we're going to hit the wind. We're going to hit graph. What the graph brings up is today's date and time, the wind speed, the last wind speed, the minimum and maximum vertical scale for the past 10 minutes. That's been the minimum and maximum. Now I'm going to hit. Now here's where again, if people don't follow this and read the directions, it can be confusing. So you're going to hit the left and right button to show you the month, date, and year. I'm going to blow this up so you can see it. It's really small. I'm going to hit the left arrow button right now. You see the blinking light? It's showing me what the average wind speed was taken at that time. I'm going to click it again. And it's going to show me the average wind speed for that time. Click it again. Average wind speed for that time. And it's going to blink. So last 4 hours every 10 minutes. Now, what's going on is that, remember today's date and the time. This is the time it was taken. As you keep going back, the time changes. Every 10 minutes it goes back in time. See that? It goes back. And it corresponds to the blinking light. The blinking light also goes back in time. The up and down arrows. Now watch this section of the screen very carefully. Last 4 hours every 10 minutes. I'm going to press gently the plus and or minus button. What happened? Everyone got scared, right? Okay, we're going to go back now. Last 24 hours, every 1 hour. Remember we were in the 10, every 4 hours, every 10 minutes? Now it's last 24 hours, every 1 hour. Now, you hit the arrow, and it shows you last 24 hours, every hour. Corresponding time, corresponding date. Every hour now. Right. And on, and on, and on. It changes. The wind speed. Every hour now. Let's hit the lower key again. Last 24 days. Every day. So this would be crucial to say, you know what, I want to have the inside temperature, measure the inside barometer every last 24 days, every day, in this pattern so they can come in and see it. You can have this exact same setup in the inside barometric pressure if you want. That's why every single graph like this is a little bit different for every single graph. Yes, you can graph the inside barometric pressure in this fashion and have this as the inside barometric pressure. When you hit it, it'll give you the live view, but when you go into the graph, it will bring up the barometric pressure graph like this instantaneously, because you can't change the settings in these screens. They're set. And that's another hamper with the Davis, is that pretend you want to see a colorful screen, a graph that you can really read and make it colorful, like red and white and yellow and green, and colors to show you the cold and to chart the inside and outside temperature, where those colors only mean like 1 degree or 2 degrees. The white and green and blue and purple compared to the reds and yellows to show the inside temperature. It just may have, and you can blow it out and in it. It's really cool. And if you keep on going down, it shows you the month. See what I'm saying? So it shows you the month and the date, and then of course here I went to 3/8. That's last month. That's February 2018. That's January 2018. That's 12/17/2018, and it keeps on going down and down and down. So to get into this graph, I'm showing you the details of how it's designed, and it's pretty simple. It's very simple once you get down to it. You just have to learn how to get into these functions, and if you don't use it presently, if you don't use it enough, you can see how confusing it can get. So right now, again, done, when you're in any screen, the word done leads you right back. It's like it's a home button. I'm confused, I'm lost, or I'm finished with that screen. I'm finished, done. Oh, you know what? What's next? Done. It's pretty cool. So, last 24 hours of rain. Again, that reading is wrong. Outside temperature, inside temperature, and you can just to have crazy fun with it, man. It's a fantastic unit. I would highly recommend it for people who are very nervous about getting this unit. Don't be. It's not what you think. Where's my chill? Don't be, because this is how I like it. I like it graph. It sends what's called a packet of information. That packet of information that it sends, it updates the entire unit. The wind, the barometric pressure, the rain, the graph, the internal reading, the internal measurements for the year. It updates everything. It graphs everything to that second. You see how earlier on today I had it was dark up here? If you review the video that I showed you earlier on, that moon setting was totally dark. And that was about an hour ago. Right now it's showing that little quarter moon, little crescent moon. It just changed while we were talking. So right now in the Pacific Northwest, tonight, if they look up, they'll see a crescent moon. But it's really, really rainy here in the Pacific Northwest and windy. And also, they see how the wind little icon changed? It was measuring full sun right here. And now it's measuring the sun partly cloudy. So that's what's going on. The wind, that's the wind, and I want to see, because it's so windy, normally I have this graph on humidity outside, or barometric pressure. But today I just really want to see, because the clouds are just changing ever so fast, and I want to see this move, and it's moving. Wow. In the summer months, when we get up in the 90s, the upper 80s, low 90s up here, I usually have the barometric pressure set for temperature, and it graphs the temperature all day, because at nighttime it drops down to really quickly to 70 degrees, 75, and it was 90. And I'm like, what? So it's a huge drop, and I want to see what time of day it dropped. It dropped its most, and then I can see when it really dropped, and I can chart that. I can go into the graph and see what time of day most of that drop has been, and then with my outside calculator calculate. During June, it dropped. The temperature dropped 30 degrees between 6 o'clock and 5 o'clock. I don't know. I'm just making it up. And then graph that, and then chart that. So every year I can see that visual print in my hand. And for farmers, that's very handy. You can chart everything and make graphs, personal graphs yourself. No computers, no internet, nothing. You can program. You can probably hear the fan on the inside going. Can you hear that? And that was a fan on the inside. So the Davis Vantage Pro 2.